In the remote town of Ravenson, where the fog clung to the earth like a shroud and the trees groaned under the weight of ancient secrets, an old mansion stood silent and forsaken. The Sinclair Manor, once a grand symbol of opulence, was now a decaying relic whispered about in fearful tones by the townsfolk. They spoke of eerie lights flickering in the abandoned windows and shadows that moved with sinister purpose. No one dared to venture near, especially after dusk. Camille Thornton, a young journalist with a penchant for the macabre, arrived in Ravenson with a determination to uncover the truth behind the sinister legend. Armed with her camera and a notebook, she ventured into the mansion despite the warnings of the locals. As she crossed the threshold, the temperature plummeted, and a sense of pervasive dread washed over her. Dust motes danced in the dim light that filtered through the cracked windows, and the air was thick with the scent of mildew and decay. Each step she took echoed through the vacant halls like a lament for the dead. With each room she explored, the sensation of being watched grew stronger. Portraits of long-departed Sinclairs lined the walls, their eyes seemed to follow her every move. The floorboards creaked and groaned under her weight, protesting her intrusion. She found herself drawn to a grand parlor where a fireplace, now cold and lifeless, once roared with flames. Evidence of happier times lay in ruins: shattered teacups, a tarnished candlestick, and a tattered diary that caught Camille's eye. Flipping through its brittle pages, she deciphered the hasty scrawl of Elizabeth Sinclair, the last of the family line. Elizabeth wrote of a presence, a malevolent force that had been awakened by her father's insatiable curiosity about the occult. Nightmares plagued the family, and one by one, they succumbed to madness. Elizabeth's final entry was a desperate plea for salvation that never came. As Camille read the final words, a chilling breeze swept through the parlor, extinguishing the weak light she had brought. Panic set in as darkness enveloped her. She fumbled for her flashlight, but its beam barely pierced the inky blackness. Something whispered her name from deep within the house. Camille's breath hitched as she focused on the source of the sound. It grew louder, closer, until she felt cold breath on the back of her neck. She turned, and her flashlight revealed a gaunt figure with hollow eyes, its mouth twisted into a grotesque smile. It reached out, and Camille's scream echoed through the manor. The townsfolk of Ravenson swear that, sometimes, on foggy nights when the moon is obscured, you can hear her cries for help carried by the wind. Yet none dare to enter Sinclair Manor, for they know some doors, once opened, can never be closed.